all the same. This is what I'm in on in the street games. I'm convinced that nobody is speaking my language. I'ma get it as so listen close when I say this. After every feel stainless. I can make a fiend go. Everything I wrote gon' smoke so dangerous. I can make an Einstein feel brainless. But look on the bright side, hope yield changes. I'ma get it started, please give me a pardon. Cause this the type of beat that get the whole crowd marching. Time to shut it down, we made the whole town Spartan. I'm from outer space, so all my home.
With the skyline of Manhattan as our backdrop, we are across the East River in the fabled borough of Brooklyn, New York. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Dragons of Tokyo taking on the Black Knights of Brooklyn. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Off the play fake, Levis. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and that'll bring up second down. But you look at this defense. Into this game, they're ranked number 22 in the NFL against the pass, Charles.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Levis to throw off play action. Under pressure, and down he goes. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Now a first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
On the return is Jones. 35 yards that time on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. From the gun, here's Fields. Flushed out right. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
Here's Fields. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 12 yards there and a first down.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 10 more there and another first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on second down. Fields forced out to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Throwing on third down, Fields. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, really a fantastic play, not only to pick that off, but he had to run a long way, Charles, in the direction to hit pay dirt. He did it, and they've got the first lead.
And that certainly changes the early tone of this game, doesn't it, partner? One moment, they were going to be in early control. Now they just have a few moments to clear their heads and get back out there against an electrified defense.
And Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And it's good to make it 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely.
Fields hit and the ball is loose. And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So they recover their own fumble. Now they face 3rd and short. To throw is Bridgewater. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion. Running on 1st down, Eckler. He'll take it inside the 25.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3. Now Fields. That's caught, and it's Eckler again. And this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. How about this? They'll change it at the line. They snap it to Fields. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A big-time sack there on 4th down. And as a result, possession switches hands. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. But you look at this defense, currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It's caught inside the 25. That's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific final act of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now a 2nd and 6. Again, it's Williams. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Williams going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
Second and goal from the 1. Williams is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Williams. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. With his 6th rushing touchdown on the year, 10th overall. And the Black Knights go up by 2 touchdowns.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Velus Jones now from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Fields. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. Fights off the tackle at the 20. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Levis will sneak it. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
60 Eagles. Bronco switch. Alert.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. They work now on 2nd and 9. They run it again with Williams. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
We'll see what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. But they go play action. Here's Levis. And it's caught. Touchdown. Darren Waller, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Black Knights have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach, okay? So he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Fields now to throw. He gets this complete to Cephas. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Fields on 1st down. That's to the rookie Jackson Smith-Njigba. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields. Flush to his right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Here's Fields now on 2nd down. And he's got Smith-Njigba. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So after a very one-sided first half, what will the second half bring as we are back underway on EA Sports? Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. That's Samuel caught left side. 2 yards on the pickup there. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
They give it to Williams, running right. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. 2 yards on the 1st down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. To throw is Fields. Going right back to Smith and Jigba. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Flushed out right. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now 2nd down. Again, Fields. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
A shotgun snap, Fields. And that is incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one. Not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Here's Fields. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Deion Henley. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Well, it certainly feels like this defensive group has figured this guy out to the tune of a big lead in this one. And you know that he's frustrated with how this game has gone. And now with back-to-back interceptions, he's got to find a way to get out of his own head and start making better plays.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Head to 60, head to 60.
Levis now off of play action. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a 13-yard pickup as the downs reset.
Well, they certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
A give to Williams, running right. Escapes the defender, and he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Javonte Williams, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Black Knights will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far, and that's great complementary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Outright to Smith and Jigba. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, it's Fields. Smith and Jigbo hauling it in on the out route. And he's got this down to the 35. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down.
First down, Dragons.
Out quickly here to Smith and Jigbo. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Second and 3.
Fields changing the play. On second down, here's Fields. Throwing the out route here, and it's complete to Kelsey. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Second down and 3, ball on the 7.
Second and 3 at the 7-yard line.
Throwing again is Fields. Looking Austin Eckler's way again. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up first and goal. Eckler trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Second and goal from the 1. Now it's Fields. He'll drop this one off to Eckler. A touchdown saving tackle there. Now it's third and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now Fields on third and goal. Escaping the pressure right. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Justin Fields taking it in from a yard out. And the Dragons are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking. Nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates. I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Williams going to get it again on second down. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 76 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Now, defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Fields. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And all the way in for the touchdown. Austin Eckler, 36 yards. And the Dragons get a bit closer. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Now a timeout coming in here defensively as they stop it before the 2-minute warning with 2:09 to go in the game. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. 83 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Here we go with Williams. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. They come up short here on 4th down. And as a result, possession switches hands. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Now Fields going to move them around.
Here's Fields. He'll get this to Eckler. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field.
Levis takes a knee here, and that should just about do it.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for Brooklyn, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets.
Meanwhile, for Tokyo,
this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for our entire crew, alongside